Welcome to Pete and Hannah's Watch List. I'm your host, Pete Mitchell. I'm here with my great co-host, Hannah.
Hello, people.
Hannah, we're here today for AFI Top 100 10-Year Revisited. But before we begin, let us tell the viewers and listeners what they should do.
Could you, pretty please, leave a like and subscribe to our channel?
Subscribe.
Leave a comment down below. Your feedback on the show, thoughts, questions, comments, queries, all that jazz are welcomed.
Feedback. Hit the notification button and you'll get great content like this one, including What's Next, the show where we help you figure out what to watch next, and we reviewed Predator Badlands. And also, Die My Love.
Ooh.
Today's AFI Top 100. Tomorrow is movie news, and we'll preview Now You See Me, Now You Don't. And also, Running Man. And then on Friday, we'll be doing a blockbuster where we play each other in a game of movie knowledge supremacy.
Do you have that?
But today it is, I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse, Hannah.
Oh, what's that?
It's movie number 2 on the AFI Top 100 list, The Godfather. Well, this is like when you go back from the start when we did Ben-Hur the first week, you're just looking forward to these like movies towards the end, like just such
The ones
a joyous
you know
time.
so well. And,
Yeah. Watched millions of times. The Godfather is movie number 2. It's up one from 3. Have we seen it before? Yes, we've seen it on the big screen. We've seen many different copies. Where did we watch it? We watched it on our own Blu-ray copy. Research for this episode was done through the DVD commentary provided by Francis Ford Coppola. Also, it has great documentaries on the special features as well. And the Paramount TV Plus, I don't know how accurate this show is. Great assault. The Offer. So, yeah, there you go.
Bits and pieces taken from it.
Bits and pieces taken over. The elevator pitch. We follow the lives of the Corleone family when someone tries to move in on their territory in post-World War II America. Directed by Francis Ford Coppola. Screenplay was by Mario Puzo and Francis Ford Coppola, based on the novel by The Godfather by Mario Puzo. Mario was having huge gambling debts. And so they brought the rights. They gave him $10,000 up front. And then if they end up being $80,000. And then he got a little percentage on the back end. His manager his agent told him not to take the deal because they were starting to get a little bit of buzz about the novel. And so Paramount had come off like years and years of failure, like including Paint My Wagon and stuff like that.
Yeah, that doesn't do well.
And then they came up with this strategy, and Peter Bart, who ended up being a editor of Variety, he came up with a strategy of buying the best novels and turning them into movies. So they turned Love Story, which was a famous novel, into a movie. And it became a really successful movie, and it really launched Paramount. They'd been bought out by Gulf and Western, which was a conglomerate of like all these different businesses.
Yeah.
And it was a changing of the guard. So we're in the 30s, 40s, 50s. We're looking at the studio heads, the studio system. They were slowly dying out and slowly getting bought out, losing money. So they get bought out and by these conglomerates. First one, Gulf Western for Paramount. So they were going to get rid of the strategy of movies and go more into television because television was more popular.
Of course.
But Robert Evans said, give me a chance. Robert Evans was a failed actor, became a studio executive, and then ended up studio head at Paramount. And he came up with this strategy. And there's a documentary called Keep the Kid in the Picture or something like that. Get the kid in the picture. The kid stays in the picture. It's a Robert Evans story, and he tells the story how he became executive. And there's this reel that he did about promoting Love Story, and he also promoted the fact that they bought the rights to The Godfather. And what was different about this, because they had, they'd done books into movies before, but not when the book was on the best-selling list. It was still getting sold.
Okay.
So when they started selling when they started making The Godfather, it was still selling. It was going up and up and up and up in the bestseller. Ended up being on the bestsellers list for like 67 weeks. So, Puzo could have made an absolute fortune off this book, but ended up, selling it for the low rights. So Robert Evans was looking for a producer. He found a producer in Albert S. Ruddy, who had helped create Hogan's Heroes, and then he had a reputation of bringing big budget movies in on budget. Now, Robert Evans didn't want another typical gangster pick. He wanted the Italian sort of feel. He believed that because the last couple of gangster films, Kirk Douglas was in one, and so it didn't have that real gangster feel. So he wanted an Italian director. So he went after Sergio Leone, who didn't want to do that because Godfather had a reputation. It was pulpy. It was like an airport novel. It It didn't have the gravitas, and so it took it to a lot of Peter Bogdanovich, who did the Last Picture Show. It took it to many directors. They all turned it down. So Peter Bart found this director, Francis Ford Coppola, who did the Rain People. And he had a little studio in San Francisco called Zoetrope, which he had started with George Lucas. And they'd done a movie called THX, which we talked about. This was before American Graffiti.
Yeah.
They were running out of money, and he got offered this job. He turned it down. George Lucas goes, mate, you need to take this job. You need to have a parachute here.
We need to save.
we need to get out of this, So he takes the job. He decides to write the screenplay, polishes Mario Puzo's screenplay.
Yeah.
And he decided to focus it on family. And he said, this movie is about family, and it's going to be made by a family. And so his family was going to make the movie, and so that's how it came about. So Albert S. Ruddy was sort of to usher the project. Albert S. Ruddy and who's now passed away, and Francis Ford Coppola did not get along. Robert Evans did not get along with both of them, but he got along more with Francis Ford Coppola because he respected him than Albert S. Ruddy. They do not speak highly of Ruddy at all. Ruddy ended up making The Longest Yard and Cannonball Run movies. This is what the type of guy this was,
Yeah.
We'll go into cast in a little bit, but he picked Gordon Willis as cinematographer. He was a Pakula guy, so he had done Parallax View, ended up doing All the President's Men. He had a great style.
Definitely.
He had the style of, he would film a scene, and then in post he would change the color coordination to make it dark, and that's why you get the darker sort of tones. But he didn't play with light when he was filming it. He played it in post. So yeah, great
very
cinematographer.
interesting. Yeah.
Editor was William Reynolds, Nina Rota. Francis Ford Coppola fought for Nina Rota. He got nominated for an Academy Award for Best Original Score, but ended up getting it revoked because they found out that the score was used from a 1958 songs. So he only worked on this movie. But so production was Paramount, distributed by Paramount. It was released March 14th, 1972. It runs for 175 minutes. And the budget was $6 to $7 million, and it ended up making $290 million. It was a huge box office success.
Amazing.
Movies in 1972. Now, we've had this on the list before because Cabaret was on the list.
Oh.
So, Lady Sings the Blues per Paramount was at 10. Brother of the Wind, 9. The Getaway, which Robert Evans' then wife, Ali McGraw, starred in this movie, and she ended up cheating on him with Steve McQueen because he really wanted to make this movie, The Godfather, work, and he neglected her. 7 is Deep Throat. Now, that is a porn movie. That's amazing. A porn movie in the top 10. Cabaret at 6. Jeremiah Johnson, the famous meme of Robert Redford. Deliverance, which was a huge movie for Burt Reynolds. What's Up, Doc? Huge movie for Ryan O'Neal. Poseidon Adventure, Gene Hackman starring in that movie, coming off the back of French Connection, and then The Godfather was the number one movie of 1972. Okay, so Coppola fought for this movie.
I'm glad.
He had interesting because he'd come off nothing, right? And he's been given this role. No one believed in the book. And he's
hungry.
said, if he's not going to make this movie, I'm going to make it my way. The studio wanted to make it really cheap, turn it around really quickly. They wanted to make it in modern times. He said, no, it has to be set in
the 40s, yeah.
So I'm going to give you a list of things he fought for. So the original budget was $2.5 million. He fought for a $6 million budget. He won. He won the film to be set in post-World War II. Executives wanted one time. He won. They wanted Ryan O'Neal, Robert Redford, a French actor to play Michael. He wanted Pacino because he'd seen him in Needle Park. He won.
Respect.
He wanted Laurence Olivier or Brando. He ended up going with Brando because Olivier turned him down because he made Sleuth. Ended up getting nominated for that. He got Brando, but then he had to trick Brando into filming a screen test, which he said that it was just a camera test to check lighting and stuff like that. But it was actually an audition piece where he took it to the executive and said, this guy is the right guy. And he ended up
tricking a grade into
He
it.
got his sister. He got his sister a role, Talia Shire. His daughter, Sophia Coppola, is the baby that gets baptized at the end of the movie.
No. So she appears multiple times.
Yeah, 1 and 3rd movie. He held open casting for 500 people to get authentic people. Ended up getting Abe Vigoda, who played Tessio, and he had a great career after that. And that was from an open casting, so amazing. He wanted the film to be 2 hours and 45 minutes. He ended up getting that as well. So this is the story of a man fighting for everything.
A hungry, scrappy man.
In the commentary, he goes through all these steps that he had to fight through. Like the famous 2 hours, 45 minutes, Robert Evans said to him, if you bring the movie that 1 minute over 2 hours 15, we're going to take the movie back. We're going to bring it to LA. He was editing in his home in San Francisco because he had been living in like a 2-bedroom apartment in New York because he was filming in New York.
Yep.
They wanted to film in Kansas City because it was cheaper. He knows, no, this has to be in New York.
Authentic.
Has to be authentic. And so he's trying to edit it down. So he gets it down to 2 hours 20. He thought, oh, well, they're not going to yell at me for that. They said, oh, it's over it's 5 minutes over. We're working the thing. Also, this movie is incoherent. You've only just got plot. There's no heart to this movie. And then they end up putting the minutes back in. And he ends up getting a 2 hours and 45-minute movie.
Yeah, because it makes sense.
Robert Evans ended up claiming credit that he had a lot to do with the editing, but it was ended up being Francis says it would end up being pretty close to his original cut that he did it back in San Francisco.
Well, there you go.
He said that really they just wanted more control because studios are about control and
of course.
Filmmakers are about control. And so,
and who gets the basically who wins in the end, so and gets to own.
Stanley Kubrick considered this one of the greatest movies of ensembled talent.
Oh yeah,
and so like from the costume designer to the stage to Gordon Willis with the cinematography to the sound to the cast, and Coppola said, when he looks back at this picture and he sees so many mistakes, like he didn't get the way he wanted, like he had people with like sideburns in the background, and because he had to do so many things cheap, like the bits in Las Vegas was second unit. He filmed the meeting between Mo Green and Michael in a hotel room in New York City. Like he hated all that, but he said it didn't look that bad in the end. But he said the greatest achievement of this movie was I picked all these people to come together, and that was my greatest achievement for this movie. And so the reason why this movie works is all these great talent was all put together. Speaking of talent, Marlon Brando played Vito Corleone, the crime boss. Mm-hmm. We know Marlon from On the Waterfront. We also know him from Streetcar Named Desire. We also know him from Apocalypse Now, all on this list.
One of the great actors.
Yeah, he just went on a heater run.
Yeah.
He, that famous Christopher Reeve interview where he didn't look after Marlon Brando because he had given up at the age of 53. And Marlon Brando fought with himself, the amount of talent that he had. But the problem was people used to say he was good in everything, and then so Marlon just threw it away. But there's just some amazing scenes, like the scene with the cat. That cat was just wandering around set. Coppola picks it up. He knew Brando loved playing with cats and loved playing with children. And so he put a scene with a child in it where he's playing with a child. He also put a scene where he's playing with a cat just to keep him happy. And
it works so well.
That was just a happy coincidence.
It really humanizes this figure, and it's really interesting.
Okay, Al Pacino played Michael Corleone, the youngest son of the family.
Ooh.
When they first did the first few scenes, no one was happy with Michael. With Pacino playing Michael. They were going to sack him. Coppola invites Michael to a restaurant where Al Pacino couldn't afford. He's having dinner with his family. He goes to him, "I fought for you. They're gonna make me sack you. Have a look at the Rush dailies, and you'll see it." And what Al Pacino, when he saw it, he goes, "Well, that's why I'm playing it this particular way, because when it reveals towards the end of the movie, it makes sense. But because they'll film the movie in chronological order,
it's hard to understand.
It's really hard to understand." And so he thinks he calls his agent. He's got to get me out of this movie, because they'd fought for Al Pacino so much. He was going to do another movie for MGM. They got him out of that movie to do this movie. Coppola really wanted him, and it didn't look like it was going to work out. Now, a lot of people said that they brought the assassination scene up earlier in the movie. No, it was just at that time, and he pulled it all together, and they loved him from that on. Where he goes and takes down the captain, and also takes down what's his name? Barzini?
Yeah,
no.
Salzini.
No, Sollozzo. So when he takes down Sollozzo, he pulls down the gun, he goes outside, and because they didn't care about him, they didn't have a stunt guy to run and jump into the car. He ran out to jump into the car, and he fell flat on his back. And he was looking up into the sky, and Pacino tells the story on Conan O'Brien's podcast. And he says, "Oh, well, at least they're going to sack me now, so this is all over." But they seen the dailies and said, "Oh, wow, this guy's really good in this scene." Yeah. And so they kept going with him, and you get one of the greatest performances.
Incredible, yeah.
Let's not forget one of the greatest travesties in Oscar history, where Al Pacino doesn't win for Godfather at all. He doesn't win for Godfather Part 2, which is one of the greatest single performances of all time. Ends up getting...
Yeah, Michael, yeah.
Just ends up getting beaten for that role. It's amazing. Yeah. He gets nominated. Brando gets nominated. Doesn't accept the win here.
Famously, yeah.
Yeah. James Caan, he looked like he was going to play Michael at one stage. But they were going to go with someone else. But Coppola said, "No, you need to go James Caan, because he's only just taller than Michael." And so everyone said that Al Pacino was too short to play Michael. And he didn't look Italian as well. He looked Jewish. And Robert Evans always poked fun at the fact that he didn't ever look Italian. But even Michael is Italian. And a lot of people, including David Chase, who was the creator of Sopranos, and we get the Sopranos because of this movie, because it's a... people reacting to Godfather.
Love the God.
He said that he loved the fact that there were so many Italians in this movie, including Al Pacino, but he didn't like the fact that James Caan and Marlon Brando, who are both non-Italian, were playing hierarchy members of this family. But there you go. Robert Duvall, he was a stage actor. He got given the role of Tom Hagen. Sterling Hayden, who's a famous actor, he played Captain McCluskey. John Marley played John Waltz. Now, that character was based on the studio head at the time for From Hero to Eternity, who wasn't going to give Frank Sinatra the role that he was born to play, end up winning an Academy Award for, because Frank Sinatra was godson to a capo in the New Jersey mob.
Yeah, he had a lot of ties to the mob. That's why they started...
when they were making this movie, Frank Sinatra didn't want this movie to be made, and the unions sort of were blocking the production of this movie. And Albert Ruddy ended up becoming really close with Columbo, who was sort of like the real life Joey Zaza from the third Godfather movie.
Okay.
He was like in the papers for being the really good looking gangster, the well dressed gangster.
Yeah.
Ended up getting assassinated himself, and but the film ended up going ahead with the support of the mafia, and he was
Crazy.
he made a deal where some of the proceeds from the movie were supposed to go to Columbo's.
Family?
No, you know how like the Italian American Fund,
yes.
creating
Which
Godfather
is,
3.
Yeah.
And but that never happened. And so that's an interesting story about how this movie made.
It does connect to, yeah.
Richard Conti played Barzini. Al Alettieri played Salazzo. Diane Keaton, first major role here. She played Kay Adams. He picked Francis Ford Coppola picked her because she was eccentric. He said it was.
Yes.
I already said about Abe Vigoda playing Tessio, Talia Shire playing Connie, and Gianni Rosso played Carlo Rizzi, which was Connie's abusive husband. Cinematographer Gordon Willis initially turned down the opportunity to film The Godfather because the production seemed too chaotic. But after Willis later accepted the offer, he and Coppola agreed to not use any modern filming devices, helicopters, zoom lenses. Willis and Coppola chose to use a Table A format, of which filming is to make seem like a painting. He made use of shadows and low light levels throughout the film to show the psychological developments. Willis and Coppola agreed to the interplay of light and dark scenes throughout the movie. Willis used unexposed film in order to create the yellow tone. 4 parts red, 1 part yellow, I think he said, in the making of. The scenes in Sicily were shot to display a countryside and display a more romantic land. Given these scenes are softer, more romantic than the feel of the New York scenes.
Questionable.
Which, totally true.
It's true, but also very questionable.
Okay, so he fought and ended up getting his movie made, right? Get it edited. It's, ready to go. But Coppola's got no money. He needs to pay for his family. So he takes on a writing job where he's polishing The Great Gatsby. This movie is starting to take off. He's a massive success, but he can't enjoy the success because he has to finish this Great Gatsby polishing script.
Yeah.
And he ended up polishing the script for Great Gatsby, and the director didn't even use it.
That's great.
It said it was one of his biggest regrets when he said it in the DVD commentary.
Aye.
The Godfather was a blockbuster, breaking many box office records to become the highest grossing film in 1972. The film's opening day gross from 5 theatres was $57,000, with ticket prices increased from $3 to $3.50. They also thought that there was no intermission in this movie. So normally movies that are over 2 hours and 20 minutes got an intermission, but Robert Evans said no. There was a bit where the photos of the assassinations happened.
Yes.
Yeah, that was supposed to be coming back from the intermission, but Robert Evans said no. We've got the audience. We're not going to give them up. So that's what they thought. So the film grossed $61,000 in Canada over the first weekend, $240,000 in New York for the opening weekend. It was the quickest movie to make $100 million, the quickest movie to $10 million. It was the fastest ever movie, beating Sound of Music to be number 1 for 23 weeks at the box office, and unseated by Butterflies Are for Free, and then coming back to another 3 weeks of number 1. So there you go. Critics, Pauline Kael. Man, I love this chick. Pauline Kael, the New Yorker, wrote, "If there ever was a great example of how best popular movies came out of a merger of commerce and art, then The Godfather is it." This is so true. Coppola has stayed very close to the book's grease lightning sensationalism, and yet has made a movie with spacious and strength with popular novels such as Dickens used to have. She also said that The Godfather is a popular melodrama, but expresses a new tragic realism. So true. You got to remember that this book was so popular, everyone was reading it, and the mafia didn't like it, and the studio heads loved it, and he was trying to make a different movie for them, what the studio heads were wanting, and also the mafia movie people wanted. But the movie that he created kept the studio heads happy, kept the mafia happy, kept the book readers happy because it was closer to the book. The one big difference from the book to the movie was that Michael was actually tall and he also was blonde.
Yeah.
And that's why they were going for the Robert Redford, Ryan O'Neal type. But Coppola fought for Pacino.
And I think that's the best decision.
Ended up winning.
Yeah.
Roger Ebert of the Chicago Times praised the casting of Coppola. And Ruddy as the Irish cop, for example. They simply slide into Sterling Hayden and they let the character go about his business. Coppola has found a style and a visual look for all his material in The Godfather becomes something of a rarity, a really good movie squeezed from a bestseller. Awards. It won Best Picture for Albert Ruddy. Best Director was nominated, didn't win. Ended up losing to Cabaret.
Oh, yes. Big movie at the time. Yeah.
Yep.
Can't deny Cabaret was very
Bob
important.
Fosse.
But
Yep.
I would probably argue
Best
that.
Actor, Marlon Brando won it. Didn't accept it. He sent the Native American lady.
Which it's a very famous.
Yeah.
I applaud you to watch it. It's a very famous thing he did.
Best Supporting Actor, Joel Grey ended up winning for Cabaret.
Yeah.
Eddie Albert was the Heartbreak Kid, and then it was Khan, Duvall, and Pacino.
I mean, 3
Yeah.
tough hard hitters.
I really think that Jimmy Caan should have won for The Godfather. He was fantastic. I think he was better than Joel Grey, really. But that's my opinion. I think he got beaten out because he Duvall and Pacino.
Yeah, that's you can't.
When he bites that knuckle, oh my god! I love that.
When you have the same people from the same movie in that category, sometimes you get the vote split and it messes it up. If you just had that one person from The Godfather, it may have helped actually.
I was really surprised to find that Gordon Willis wasn't nominated for cinematography. I thought he did a great job in this movie. Poseidon Adventure was nominated. Cabaret for Jeffrey Unsworth, who has won it on a couple of occasions. Ended up winning for Cabaret. Costume design as well. I thought the costume design in this movie was fantastic from Anna Hill Johnson. But ended up going to Travels with My Aunt by Anthony Power.
Okay.
Director, he ended up losing to Bob Fosse.
Yep.
And then they ended up winning Best Picture. Film editing also went to Cabaret, which is, this movie is all about film editing, I think. Anyway, reacted to this film recently. Rotten Tomatoes 97, Letterboxd 4.5, IMDb 9.2. It has been number 3 on the 100 movies in 1998, number 11 in thrills. 2005, it was number 2. I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse is the best quote. Film scores number 5, number 2 in the 10th anniversary, and number 1 gangster film of all time. Every Thursday on the channel, we do a segment called Hot Take Clickbait. And last week, Hannah decided to pit the Predator up against modern-day heroes and villains. And we all said that John Wick would probably beat the Predator
100%.
if the Predator took out John Wick's dog. Hannah, what is your hot take for The Godfather?
Wow. There's not really anything to gripe about this movie. Whatever. Because...
I love your whatever.
Oh, whatever. Because this movie is kind of weirdly perfect in a way. I mean, there are, of course, notably, someone dating someone and marrying someone much younger than they are. It's not awesome.
Yeah, we'll go into that when we go to see Brandon.
But I feel like the thing with this movie is, watching it many times, is I do believe Al Pacino's one of his best, if not greatest performance is in this one out of all 3. This movie.
Really?
Because thinking about it, when you told me that story about Al Pacino thinking it was it, and he had an idea for this character. It has this great trope where I've noticed that Michael and Vito are very similar, if not the same, where it's always the quiet ones, the ones you least expect. Michael was.
That's why Sonny didn't work as Don, because he was too loud.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't work out for many reasons.
Because he's a redhead?
Yeah, the tempo was something. It's the quiet ones. Vito was the reason he became so popular, the head and everything. He is just so... He kept to himself, There's a meeting he has, Sonny says something, and that triggers a domino effect of thinking, oh, if we take out the Don, we could get Sonny on our side.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing stopping them. He's too powerful. And Michael sees that too. He starts playing back. He makes him think he's, like a deer in headlights, like he's not going to succeed, and he's going along with their plan. And then, boom, he hits back. And he's so quiet, and it's so brilliant. And so when he gets loud, when Pacino gets loud, of course, which he always does, it's so brilliant.
Yeah.
And I think...
it's out of nowhere where he gets loud.
Yeah.
It's shocking.
And I think we're so used to him being loud all the time and being eccentric.
Yeah.
But in this movie where he's just holding back, and the moment he snaps at Kay at the end...
So the rage is slowly... It's like a boiling pot of water.
It's that... Whoa, that's the real guy hidden behind the mask.
Yeah,
and
great
I
call.
cannot comprehend not... Like... Brando is brilliant in this movie because he's so iconic. He has an iconic look, voice, what he's doing, but it's Brando. We've seen him being at his best.
I don't know how he gets away with what he does, because it shouldn't work. He's playing with a cat. He has mothballs in there. He's doing silly accent.
You can barely
understand. He's mumbling. He's reading off cue cards. It makes no sense what he's doing. But something works.
Because he's Marlon Brando.
Yeah.
He exudes this great charisma.
Yeah.
But I don't think... We've seen Brando at his best. And he's doing great work. I'm not going to lie. He's amazing. But Pacino is just... He's out of the gate being the best of the best.
Yeah.
Right here, this is that performance. And it's criminal... that you didn't put him in Best Actor because he's basically the whole movie. It's about him.
Yeah.
So criminal not to put him there. And then, just... Because
the best...
Vito plays more of a supporting role because...
He does, he does, yeah. He's not in it for a lot of the movie.
And even when he's in it, he's the thing you pay attention to, of course.
Yeah.
But he's not the driving force. The whole point of this movie is Michael's story and the family.
It's a great call.
And I just think if we swapped it, if you put Brando in supporting, you put Pacino in Best Actor, bam.
Yep.
Then you win both.
Yeah.
Because no way you don't give it to Brando. But I think it was just because Brando's star power, do you put him in Best Actor? Though, if we were rewriting it,
if you were redoing the Oscars, there's a chance that Pacino wins it for both.
You're like,
it's
he's
just
too
a
good.
chance. He's so good.
But yeah.
Okay, my hot take is Godfather is the greatest family movie of all time.
Ooh, that's some heat. Go for it.
So, I think this shows...
Mi familia.
I think this shows family and the family dynamics between the oldest brother, the middle child, the
sister,
the youngest sister, the youngest brother. It also shows the mother, the father. It also shows the tag along friend that becomes sort of like an add-on to the family. It also shows
in-laws.
it shows the family in direct heat. It shows the family in light in a wedding. I love a movie when it starts with a wedding. I know Shakespeare does a great job with the family dynamic in Hamlet and stuff like that. But I think this is the greatest job. I know there's rural movies with rural families and stuff like that. And, The Crown does such a great job as a family sort of thing. And I know there's TV shows with families in them, but I think this is the greatest family piece of literature, family piece of pop culture artifact.
Yeah.
If you look at this movie, you just see family. You just see what family is all about.
Throw Fast and Furious family in the trash. It does not.
Even when Sonny's he's dead, right? And then Vito goes to Tom Hagen, goes, I didn't think you were a bad consigliere. I didn't think that Sonny was a bad Don. And
God rest his soul.
God rest his soul. Like, I know myself would poke fun at my brother or poke fun at my sister when they've done something stupid. Like, even when they're dead or even when they're hurting, you'd still, as a brother or sister or father, you poke. You just can't help it, you know? Like, and then little scenes like when Michael says, I'll kill the police captain and
I'll take those two.
Slasso.
I'll take them
I'll
out.
take him out. And then Sonny's like, Tom, he's making it very personal. Like, just after Sonny was making it personal for ages.
Yeah, he was making a joke out of it.
Yeah, and so he's like poking fun at like Michael for like, you know, a college boy, you know, like it's just the interplay, you know, the interplay between Fredo, who is the brother that got passed over twice. He got passed over by Sonny. He's got passed over by, because he's a little runt of the family.
Despite the fact that he's older than Michael.
Despite the fact he's older than Michael, he
goes against
ends up going against, and they lay seeds for the greatest betrayal in number 2. I just think this is the greatest family movie of all time. Just family dynamic, shows the light and shade of family, shows the good parts of family, shows the negative parts of family. You know, it shows the brother trying to protect his sister, and he's so clouded by the time he's trying to protect his sister, and he ends up getting killed. And even though Connie knows that Carlo had something to do with Sonny's death, like she knows, like deep down, she knows, like, and she blames Michael for the death of Carlo, and even though Carlo had something to do with, like,
and then later on, as time passes, what family does is that they kind of forgive and come back together, because she becomes in the glue of the family.
Yeah.
In the
but
second
even
movie.
with family, there's things that you just can't forgive, and you'll never forget, and you just, you know, there's so many times you can forgive, and then bang, it just goes too far. And in family, it just happens like that. I just think it's the greatest family movie of all time.
True.
And Coppola to know to focus on that. That's why this movie resonates with mafia people, resonates with, you know, 2 white people from Australia, you know, 40 years after, you know.
With a big family.
You know,
like we
6 years after this movie was made.
We understand the dynamic.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, strongly. And I think you are correct. I can't think of a family.
I just can't think of a family movie or family book or family TV show that means so much to the world as the
I don't think
the effects of the Corleone family.
Yeah,
I know
the effects.
Hamlet is a big thing about, you know, you know, the wife, the son gaining revenge. I know that's a huge deal and stuff like that, but I just think this is it, you know? Like, I know there's a lot of TV shows that were focused on family and stuff like that, and there were really important TV shows that focused on family, you know? The Simpsons for
The Simpsons, but, like, they literally had a renaissance of family sitcoms.
Yeah, like Family Ties, Growing Pains, Full House, all these different family. I just think this is the most important, and it's the best.
I think you do have a point.
Okay, let's go to Pete and Hannah's review, and let's go to Scene Breakdown today. Scene Breakdown brought to you by Hannah. She just dropped her phone with all her notes. And Hannah, start us away.
Of course. I want to set the scene. It's basically, it's like around 1945, New York. You know, World War II happened. All this stuff happened. You know, it's... and we set the scene by there's this guy telling a heartbreaking story about his daughter has been, unfortunately, brutally attacked, and he has gone to the Don on the day of his daughter's wedding, because a Don cannot refuse an offer on the day of his daughter's wedding.
Yep.
And ask for his assistance. And, like, the guy even goes, you know, for justice, we go to Don Corleone.
Yeah.
The Godfather, you know, plays with him, but he accepts a deal to bring justice in exchange for a favor later on.
Yep.
Right.
So I want to start off with this shot. Like, so they don't use a lot of movement in the camera in this movie, so it's really important to know that fact. And this shot that they use
Ooh,
here
yeah.
with behind the Don and getting someone to talking to the Don, you don't see the Don straight away. They use this in Godfather Part 3, especially the coda version of that, where the priest is talking to Michael and you don't see Michael's face. And then slowly it goes around and then you see Michael's face and you see him getting asked for a favor from the Don. Like, it's really important here that, the Don's relationship with people is you're asking me to do something. I'm not going to, kill for you, but I will give you your justice that you're seeking. But I ask for a friendship. I ask that when I need a favor for what I'm doing for you now, is you're going to come through for me. And the way this is used, like it comes back later in the movie, this is beautiful. Like, this wasn't going to be the original start for the movie. The original start, as in the book, was the wedding. And so you get introduced to the thing. But because Coppola had come off Patton, he wrote Patton and ended up winning an Academy Award for Patton for Best Screenplay. He started off with that great scene in Patton where George C. Scott is talking to the camera with the American flag in the background. One of his friends was reading the script and goes, "You haven't got like an introduction to the Don." And so this way of introducing the Don, it sets up the Don as, this guy's so powerful. People come to see him on his daughter's wedding to ask for favors, and he will grant such favors.
Such a regal, kingly figure.
Yeah. Well, when
That's
I said
how
to
it
before, this movie is about a family. It's about a royal family, and
that can do things for others. And we get introduced. Then he heads down to the wedding, get introduced to some of the family members.
Love a good wedding, and we are from a big family, and we've gone to a few weddings, and
it's a big spectacle.
It's a big spectacle.
A lot of different people you don't know.
Yeah.
And
the
people
sandwiches getting thrown at
returning.
you, the gabagool and the
people
prosciutto.
returning, and of course, since the mafia wedding, FBI are there, putting license plates down.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
See Barzini in the first time.
Yep. And you get to see Kay and Michael.
Well, you get to
arrive
see
at the
before
party.
that. You go. The Don doesn't want a photo taken without Michael. It's really important that Michael's in the photo.
Yeah, because he wants the whole family, and he keeps bringing up Michael, despite the fact that all the rest of the family are there. Later in the party, Johnny Fontaine, famous singer, actor,
AKA Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, asked for help persuading a studio exec to give him this movie he wants.
So we get two things out of this scene. One, you get him crying and his things, and then he goes, "I'm going to make you be like a man." And then you get the famous quote, which ended up being the second best quote of all time.
Yeah.
I'm going to make you an offer
you can't refuse. And another thing is that the reason he will help Johnny is because that's his godson.
Yeah.
And so that's important.
Very important. Yeah.
Family is important to him, so he'll do it without question.
Another important thing is every time there's something comes in, and there's so you've got the cake guy, you got Johnny Fontaine, you got the father at the start who's asking for a favor.
The funeral guy.
So Tom Hagen says, "Okay, you get Clemenza to do that. Get one of our senators to do that, but don't do it in the senator in our.
Do it somewhere else.
Do somewhere else. Get you, Tom.
Yeah,
you need
Tom,
to go.
You're going to California.
You're going to California.
This is your job.
And so you're seeing the interplays of what's going on with the family.
It's great, dictating and all this.
Sonny is sleeping with one of the bridesmaids.
Despite married and has children.
Despite the fact that his wife is a stunning fox. And, so you see,
Connie and her husband who wants to be part of the family.
You can see that Connie's a brat straight away, Then Kay is asking questions about Michael. Michael's trying to tell the story about
his family.
How Johnny Fontaine got out from the contract with the band leader. He also got Luca Brasi doing the speech to himself.
Yeah, Luca. Yeah. It's all wonderful setups just happening here.
The scene with Luca Brasi and Don, where he's practicing the speech before he sees it, and then he goes in there and he's
he almost
stumbling over the words, and he goes, "Hope your first child It's a masculine child, you know, just so good. And then we see Fredo as well. Like the way it gets introduced, every character gets introduced, you know, Fredo's drunk. He's all over Kay, you know, and then Kay gets introduced to the family. And the first time anyone ever sees Kay, Michael's inviting her into the photo with the family. Michael,
he wants her to
be a part of the family.
Be a part of the family.
And you can see already that Michael does not want to be a part of the side of the family with
the mafia. He doesn't want to be part of the business. He's got a clean record.
He's a war hero. Yeah.
He's looking to be like maybe a governor or a counselor, and they want that for him. His father definitely wants that for him.
So the father always he had a plan for Michael. Michael went to join the army, which we find out in number 2.
Yeah.
And he had a plan for Michael from the start, and Mike was always going against that plan. You know?
He kind of wanted this business to be clean in a weird way.
So let's go to LA.
Tom arrives in Hollywood. He's asking Waltz, put Johnny Fantane in this picture. No, I'm not going to do that. Yeah. He then finds Waltz finds out that you're related to you.
No, before that, he says that famous line. He goes,
no, you're talking about.
Yeah, no giddy guy is going to get Johnny Fantane in this movie. He goes, well, I'm actually German Irish. Listen here, my crap neck friend. I ain't no band leader.
Yeah,
I know those stories, and so he goes, well, I have. Yeah, no. But he does say, listen here, my crap neck friend. I'm not going to let Johnny Fantane in this picture.
He doesn't believe it.
I only have one client. You know, you know where I'm staying. Let me know. They find out that he works for Vito Corleone, which is he's a serious man.
So he introduces Tom to his place.
Yeah.
Mansion, lovely.
That mansion
meets a horse,
which is funny because that is the mansion of William Hurst, who is focus of Citizen Kane, which is the movie we're going to do next week, and it's also the same place they used to film The Bodyguard with Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston. Great house.
The dinner that they have later that night doesn't go too well.
Yeah.
And you get I ain't no band leader. He knows the story. He's not going to be muscled out.
His oily hair.
He's like, I'm not putting that, because Fontaine
before that
pulled around. And that's what I'm about to mention. Yeah. However, that night, while Walt slept,
so before that,
his $600,000
we see the
horse.
And he goes, I ain't gonna race him. He's going with stud.
His $600,000 horse is beheaded in his bed with him. Yeah. This is a huge warning. It's a message.
Yeah.
And it is well sent.
Yeah.
Because Tom leaves the dinner thinking, we've lost.
Surely. No, but surely, because he would have said to the Don, he only has one love in his life, and the horse, and the Don would have said, okay, take that horse out, but if someone's taking out something that you love more than anything, do you just fold over? And I wouldn't have given in for that. No way.
If they're willing to take out a $600,000 horse, what else are they going to do?
Go for it.
What else are they going to do?
No, I wouldn't. No way I would have given Johnny Fontaine that picture. No way.
All right.
Never would have given in.
No way, but he gets it. So
I've had piece of ass all over the world. She's the finest piece of ass I've ever had. Listen here. I ain't no band leader.
Calm down. You just want to quote the whole movie.
Yeah.
All right. So we're back in New York. There's a meeting with.
So they have a preparation meeting before they.
A prep meeting, yes, and then they meet with Salazzo. Salazzo wants to get into narcotics.
He's in narcotics.
Yeah, he wants to but he wants to
bring it to New York.
Don Corleone is actually in charge of all the judges and stuff, so he can
police officers. Yeah.
Yeah, he can basically run.
But he also needs finance as well. And then, and Don has.
But Vito is not giving his opinion on the matter at all. He's trying to keep it. But Sonny is like, well, you can assure, and then Vito tries to immediately snap, find your place, because he knows that is a weakness. You're not supposed to show any sort of want.
I spoiled my kids. So Salazzo is backed by one of the 5 families. So in the mafia, there are 5 families in New York and New Jersey, and then there's satellite families all around the country, including Chicago, Kansas City, California. And so one of the 5 families, the Tatalia family, are backing Salazzo in the push to bring drugs
Which is
into New York City.
a good family.
Yeah, which, at the moment, the Corleone family leads in unions and gambling. And so they're the 2 best things to have at that time. But the biggest thing was going to take over the world in 10 years' time was drugs.
Yeah.
But Vito didn't want to do drugs because his politicians and cops were going to go against him, and he didn't want to do it.
It's a dirty business.
Yeah, for sure.
The Don sends Luca Brasi to go undercover and get information from Salazzo. He's going undercover. Great. Fast forward, it's Christmas now. However, that is the worst time of the year for this family because Luca gets taken out by Salazzo's men. Tom is taken.
It's brutal. Absolute brutal.
And the Don gets shot.
So
just buying some local oranges.
Calls in sick.
Yep.
Not a good sign.
Not a good sign because
Fredo fumbles the gun.
Yeah, Fredo sucks at helping out.
Yeah.
All right, and that's when you find out Salazzo wants to make a deal with Sonny, and they do think the Don is dead. However, they do find out news he has survived. 5 gunshots to the back. Great. He survives.
Yep.
But they get a little mail because they think, oh, well, Luca must be alive. He's kicking around.
We can't control Luca.
They get a little mail and they get a dead fish, and that means...
Also, Luca's bulletproof vest.
And Luca's bulletproof vest. And it's like he sleeps with fish. Great. It's just a great mafia sign.
Yeah.
It's just great. Sonny sends... so they start, working together. Sonny sends Clemenza to take out Paulie, which is the driver. Because, he betrayed the Don. You need to clean that up.
Yep.
And you get the great line. They're just going out on a little drive. They bought some cannolis. And then Clemenza goes and takes a whiz. Other guy shoots him. And then he's like, leave the gun, take the cannolis.
Yeah.
Which,
take the cannoli. Yeah.
True. And the next day, Michael goes to see... Michael is, came back to the family because he found out it was his father. He ends up going to go see Kay, and he's quite aloof with her, almost wanting to break things off. He then goes and sees his father, and this is where things get heavy.
Yeah.
At the hospital, things seem eerily quiet. There's nobody watching over Vito at all.
Yeah.
Michael realizes, they're coming to kill his father.
Yeah.
So he moves his father with the nurse, hides out, but
in another room. Yeah.
Yep. Then later on, the police captain arrives.
But first is the cake. The cake
guy.
The
cake guy comes in for...
They got citizenship, and so he treats him like muscle on the stoop.
Yeah.
Because the cops had moved the bodyguard, so it was just Michael and the cake guy.
Yeah.
Salazzo's men come to kill Vito Corleone. They drive off. The captain turns up and then roughs up Michael.
I know that. Let's skip ahead. Captain Mark Klokatsky is actually on Salazzo's payroll and gives Michael a beating before Tom shows up to break it up. Finally fed up, Michael's idea is to sit with McCluskey and Salazzo and take them out himself.
So Salazzo calls for a meeting, wants Michael to go to the meeting.
Yeah.
Michael comes up with the
Before
idea.
war starts out.
He's going to take them out, and then he says to Tom, the paper would love this story, Sonny's like, no, you can't take out a captain, and that's suicide. And then so they go, yeah, no, well, let's do this. And so Clemenza comes up with the idea that he's going to tape the gun behind the toilet. Tessio organises it. Michael goes to the meeting. He gets felt up by McCluskey. Salazzo also does a fill up. He goes into the toilet, comes out, shoots them both, and just walks out. And that's the end of the first bit.
Drops the gun, walks out.
Walks out.
Very important.
And then you get Michael in Sicily, and then you get Sonny, who's leading the family, waiting for the Don to get better. And Sonny has to fight off Carlo because he's beaten up Connie, which is an iconic scene where Sonny's like bites a knuckle, then beats the absolutely bejesus out of Carlo, which some say that in The Offer, the TV show that you watch, they say that Carlo was playing around with Talia Shire a little bit, and so James Caan goes in there and sort of beats the absolute bejeebers out of him in one of the scenes because just to show you don't touch Talia Shire because she's part of the family.
Yes.
And so then you know that Sonny says to him, you do that one more time, you're done. But we go back to Sicily. Michael's left Kay. Kay's wondering where Michael is. He's not wrote at all and not said anything. And Michael meets a local girl called Abalone, and she's 17, and Michael's 27. She's played by a 16-year-old Hannah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
she's underage.
Not great.
Very much so.
Yep. It's love at first sight for both of them. He ends up marrying her. Life is going so great for them. Meanwhile, I'm back in New York. Sonny is taken out in a mob hit by the Barzini family, which we later learn, and it's an iconic. He should have won the Academy Award for that best supporting actor. Just
one of the best deaths on screen ever.
Just the fact that he had all those little
bullet holes,
bullet capsule things, and they were exploding on there. It's just amazing acting for it. But then back into Sicily, Abalone gets blown up by a car bomb. That was supposed to take out Michael. And where he says Abalone, no,
no Abalone,
just unbelievable. And then we go back, and then Vito asks the favor for the mortician, and he says, I've come to you. You need to make Sonny beautiful so his mum can see him. That is just absolutely heartbreaking. That scene. Look what
they massacred my boy.
That's so
great
good
acting.
Brando.
Yeah.
And then we get a great scene where all the 5 families meet, and Vito Corleone is trying to get Michael home. That scene takes place in the actual headquarters of Railroad, New York.
Yeah.
Because you can see a big picture of a train in the background.
Yes.
And so that is a really great scene. The way they film that is just iconic. It is so good. But then what happens in that meeting is Vito Corleone realised that Barzini is the one that's behind everything, the way that Barzini acted in that. And he agrees that he's going to give support to the drug trade, and he promises that nothing will ever happen to any of the families while he's alive. And he brings back Michael. Michael gets Kay. They have a kid. And
he waits a year before he does that.
Yeah, waits a year.
He gets home and then waits a year before he sees Kay again. Yeah. He's like, yeah, let's get married.
And then you get this scene, Hen, where Michael and Vito talk about what's going to happen when Vito dies. Yep. Now, that scene wasn't in the original book. It wasn't in the original script. And it was something that Coppola was told that it was missing from the movie. That there was no scene between... You're getting a great performance by Marlon Brando. You're getting a great performance by Al Pacino. But there's no scene of them together just one-on-one. So Coppola goes to his really good friend, Robert Towne, the writer of Chinatown.
Yep.
Also the writer of Mission Impossible, Days of Thunder.
Yes.
And he writes that scene between the father and the son and says to him, whoever comes to you and asks for a meeting with Barzini, that's the traitor in the family. And so they've done all these things with like wiretaps and all these little things, and it's setting up. Vito dies in the orchard, and that scene the studio wanted to cut, but he said no. This guy.
It's a beautiful scene.
Beautiful scene. And it shows a scene of family.
Not only that, you thought this guy was going to be taken out from some mob head, or he does so peacefully.
Brando comes up with the
orange
peel. Yeah, he comes up with that as well.
It's a very cute scene. It's
funny how like that the DVD menu is.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Taken out.
Spoilers.
So then you get the funeral scene, which was supposed to be filmed over 2 days, but it was filmed over one. It was at this stage, he had little moles all over the set, like all these people going back to Evans saying how much he's spending on different days. And stuff like that.
Yeah, it does.
And so you get Tessio comes to Michael and says, "Hey, let's do a meeting with Barzini," and so then he knows. And then Michael has been given the honor of becoming the godfather of Connie and Carla's baby,
and he accepts.
That scene where the Michael and the christening when it comes to Godfather. A great parody in Modern Family with Phil Dunphy when he does that.
Oh, yes.
So good.
I will say, yeah, that's
So
fun.
all those deaths are happening. So Barzini goes down, Tartaglia goes down, Mo Green gets taken down.
Yep.
He gets shot through the eye. That is
He's wearing glasses.
way they do that is
So good.
It's so good. You know.
Yeah,
They
all
blow the
the
cap
family.
from the outside, like just great scene. The scene with Mo Green in Las Vegas where he goes and
Yeah.
he goes, I'm going to take over the casino business because what he's trying to do is get out of the olive oil business, aka the unions and the New York and the drugs. I'm going to go to become more legitimate
Cleanish.
in gambling,
Yeah. Go
where
full
gambling's legal in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
But yeah, the five families get taken out. Barzini gets shot by his new offsider, his new Luca Brasi in Neri, who plays a great role in the number 2 and number 3. You get that iconic scene where he goes, "That's when I put it out, I'll put it back in." Just so good. And then it ends with the K coming to Michael, doesn't it?
Yeah, they go back to the family home, and Kay goes to
That's
Michael.
what you said before with Michael's performance. Where,
where Kay is like wants to know the truth about it all,
Yeah.
and he snaps at her. He's so done. He snaps, and she just is like, "Okay, just one thing. Okay, I'll tell you one thing. You ask one thing," and she goes, "Is any of it true?"
Did you have Carlo killed?
Yeah, is it true? And he goes, "No."
Well, because Connie's read the papers where all the five families.
Yeah,
are,
and she
he
came
knows
out
that.
yelling, yelling at him, and she
Yeah.
she wants to know, is it true? And he just said, "No."
No.
And then she's like, "Oh, good. Maybe we need a drink." She leaves, and then he's standing there in his office. Then the people come and greet him, and they're like, "Don Corleone," and they kiss his hand. She watches and she realizes in horror, "Oh no, he just lied straight to my face.
Yep.
He's real. That's the monster."
Yeah.
And the door gets shut on her face, and it's
And
brilliant.
that's the way it ends the
And which is
film.
perfect.
You
You are not allowed inside those
A lot of
doors.
people say this is a movie about the corporate America. Do you believe that? Like, as an allegory for corporate America?
America.
How America, corporations in America are making money on the outside, and it all looks legit.
Clean?
And then, behind the scenes, they're taking out people. They're
I feel like it's less and more like the dream of making yourself big. Like he reiterates it in number 2, where it's like the American dream to go to America and have this community you've built and build it. Yes, it takes the form of the mafia, but that's the idea of community. But yeah, no, it's a brilliant shot of ending it on her because, the end, like that's the story. He's the Don now.
Reasons too.
Oh, it's one of the greatest films of all time.
Yeah.
It just is.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of time that gets mocked for being like the guys movie, in Barbie they use it as the joke that the guys just love Godfather and love talking about it, as obvious by the fact that Pete took over the last half of that. But it is a truly brilliant film of great acting, of family, and it works so well.
Reason not to?
There is no real reason not to. I think everyone should watch this. This is on the must-watch list. I can't fathom there's any real reason. I know people will hate aspects of this movie, and you're allowed to.
The only real reason is the expectations are so high. It can't meet those expectations, but it does a pretty good job of meeting them.
Because my expectations are low because
I don't like mafia movies.
Mafia movies I don't like, but also the fact is because I'm a girl, we're told we don't like The Godfather.
Yeah.
For many reasons. Even in Harry Met Sally, even in You Got Mail, they literally he's quoting. He's quoting it, and she's like, "What are you doing?" We're not supposed to like that movie. We're not supposed to get it. So our expectations may be lower. But yeah, it is this great film. It's beautiful
to be on the list.
Yep.
Does this deserve to be higher?
No, I don't think it's the greatest. I don't know. I haven't seen the greatest, so we'll find out.
Would you ever watch this movie again?
Yeah, I've watched it many times.
Would you buy it on Blu-ray? Would
Well,
you
we
recommend
have
people buy it on Blu-ray?
Yeah, of course.
Would you watch this movie again?
Yes. Yes. Would you?
Yeah, of course. Rating for this movie?
All-time classic.
It's an all-time classic.
Yep.
It is an all-time classic, and it is a part of the patriarchy.
Okay. Yeah. With horses and Ken,
Yeah.
it's right up there.
Cartoon. What a movie. That is it for today's show. One more movie to go, but AFI Top 100 doesn't finish. We'll redo the list. We've got movies that should have been in the list.
Yep.
Redo the list for the modern day take. Also going to do a draft for the AFI Top 100 movies. So there's many weeks of content to go when it comes to AFI Top 100. We look forward to next week with Citizen Kane. That is my lovely co-host Hannah. Long live cinema. And until we meet again, it's bye for now.
Bye.